Okay everyone, this was my first video, so forgive me if it doesn't turn out very well. Today I thought I would do a product review. I have a lot of people ask what my favorite products are. The first one would be this cutting mat. It's magnetic. It's kind of hard to see here. There's a magnetic roller, so I can put my paper under it, hold everything down, and cut. So that's one of the things really nice. I got this actually at a yard sale. We are memory keepers, so if somebody's wanting one, it's really big, covers a lot of my workspace. On the back I actually taped one of my non-stick craft mats so I can flip it, and so when I take this with me I have a portable non-stick craft space. One of my absolute favorite products would be my Tim Holtz scissors. They are the micro serrated, I think that's how you say it, non-stick. They're very, very sharp. They do really cut through metal without dulling, like people say. I tend to do that all the time for some reason. Instead of looking for wire cutters anymore, I just use my scissors. I've cut button ends off, I've cut through all kinds of metal. The super sticky duct tape, the metal tape, everything, I've had no problem. They're not sticky at all. Another product, actually, I just recently got were this pair of Cutter Bee scissors. I use these for fussy cutting. They're very sharp. I had tried a cheaper brand before this, and they were not sharp on the ends. They didn't cut very well. I apologize if you hear water. My dog decided to come and get a drink while I'm doing this. Some of the other things that I just have to have with me whenever I go somewhere be my glossy accents. I use this as a glue. I know it's not, originally intended as a glue, but it is one of the best glues ever. I keep a needle on the side. It keeps it kind of from getting scummed up a little bit. Anybody who's ever used it, it's a really good way to go. Some of the other things that I kind of always have would be two of my favorite inks would be VersaFine. It does take a little bit longer to dry, but it gets a very good detail on some of my detailed rubber stamps. Also, StazOn dries really quick. This is a permanent ink. You can use it with watercolor, just about everything, and I absolutely love this. I do tend to use my VersaFine more often, just because I like it. It's handy. It's a very wet ink, but both of them are ones that I do like to have all the time. I love Tim Holtz inks. I have several of these. This is one of my absolute favorite colors, the Vintage Photo. I tend to do a lot of vintage style. I've labeled mine so you can see on the side when I'm stored what color they are. This is one of my favorites. It works great for distressing. They are water soluble, so you can do some really cool water textured techniques. So if you haven't tried those are great. There's several colors that are really nice. And to go well with these, the ink blending tools. I use several different things, but I do use the ink blending tools as well as makeup sponges. But anything to blend it out works really well. You can see this one's had some blue on it and probably purple or brown. I try to keep them separate, but if I travel then I use whatever's in my bag. The next thing, something I just finally got, these are the Tim Holtz stains. I'm not sure if you can see that. This is the pink. It's, I think, Victorian Velvet? Yes, Victorian Velvet. And I used to use the inks to dye my ribbon for my tags and such, and I thought I would finally try these, and these are wonderful. They work so quick. You can still do some of the distressing with them. They also work great to do the backgrounds of your tags really quickly. You can see they're really fluid, wet. They work wonderful. And I've got 3 colors of those so far, and I'm going to be getting more. Oops, sorry for bumping the camera, guys. Just a couple other products here. Things that I use often, maybe not as often as the others. My heat tool. I don't think it really matters what brand. Just having one of these, they work really well. I used to try to use a hairdryer beforehand. It didn't work nearly as well. It doesn't work with embossing powder at all. This, however, will work with embossing powder really well. Heats up really quickly. I've had no problems with it. I've had it for quite a while. and I love it. One of the other products I've had for a little while is my eyelet tool. My friend Tiffany let me borrow hers, and I was instantly addicted, so I put eyelets in almost everything now. The only thing I would say, if I were to go and get it again, I would buy the one that was a little bit more expensive that goes further down the page, because there are some projects where I wished I would have had the longer reach. I think the longest this will reach is an inch. And you can adjust this and it kind of tightens. But you can use this for the large or the small eyelets. Really works wonderful. I used to use the hammer tool, and not only was it really loud, it usually smashed the eyelets, ruined them, drove my husband crazy. So that's one. Another thing that Tiffany got me addicted to, my paper trimmers used to be crap, and this is wonderful. This is my first rotary cutter. Let me go turn it this way so you can see it. Tiffany had one of these. She has a little bit of the larger brand, I believe. It locks in place. It's called a Carl cutter. It works wonderful. The blades, she's had hers for a really long time and they never dull. Or they take a very long time to dull. I've put this through the runner. And instead of, most often when you get that fraying on your paper, it's actually from your rubber mat. And these come out, let's see if I can get this out. And you can flip it. And you can see I've already flipped it once. And you can use it about 4 times. So then I'm rather hard on these. And then you can replace just these or just the blades, which is really, really nice. So that's something I love. It goes really large, up to 12 inches, and then it goes just about 8.5 inches across. So you can see that here. So it's really nice. I can do a lot of really large pieces with that. And you can do, I think, 5 or 6 sheets at a time of like the cardstock. So I mean, it does a really, really good job. And my newest addiction would be this product. It's called Inka Gold. And these, I've got a couple different colors, but I just grabbed these to show you, are fabulous. They are made, it's water soluble, so it cleans up super easy. It's made with a beeswax. And you can see it's like a gel. You can see I had big chunks out of it because I split some to my mom in a little tub. It dries super fast. I think they consider it a beeswax acrylic paint. You can paint it on anything. It says it's not, or it says it's just for porous surfaces. However, I have used it on metal, and I've seen some other videos, and it works wonderful. Just to kind of show you, here's an example of a piece I was working on. It's kind of a steampunk goggle lens, and it's very metallic, very shiny. You can actually buff it, it's considered like rub and buff, but this has absolutely no bad smell like the rub and buff does, no fumes, and it dries so fast. And it washes off just with water. So, anyways, those are my favorite items. I hope you guys find this interesting, and keep crafty.